Another time, another thing which I thought was unique about Prabhupada's, you might call it Prabhupada's innocence, having to do with our Western ways and our interpretation of things. There was a discussion, and it was about book distribution and Sankirtan, street preaching. So we said, I think it was Tripurari who said, so in many temples they're not having Sankirtan class, meaning that they weren't teaching each other how to distribute books and inspiring each other about street preaching and Sankirtan in a class format. That was Tripurari's intent. But Prabhupada took it in an entirely different way. He said, no Sankirtan class? And we all in unison said, no, Prabhupada, because we were expecting him to suggest, oh, this should happen everywhere and you should head it up, and we thought we were going to get some new service. He said, no Sankirtan class? We said, no, Prabhupada, they're not doing that. And then he asked maybe 3 times, no? He said, there should be Sankirtan every class. Before class and after class, always Sankirtan. So he was thinking that there was no chanting of the holy names prior to the classes, to the regular Bhagavatam Gita morning and evening classes. But we were thinking that there was no technique class about preaching, which was in one sense a foreign concept to him, that there would be techniques for this.
So the next time that I had the chance to meet Srila Prabhupada was in India. I went to India with Guru Kripa in the summer of 1971. Srila Prabhupada was already in India at the time, traveling in various places. So he stayed in Bombay, Guru Kripa stayed in Bombay, and I went to Calcutta. And one of the first times I saw Srila Prabhupada, he was in his room with various respectable Indian gentlemen. So after the Indian gentlemen left, a few devotees were there. Bhavananda was there, Jayapataka, Rebhatinandan. And I asked Srila Prabhupada a question. It was one of the first times I really had the chance to ask Srila Prabhupada like a one-on-one question. I said, Prabhupada, there has been considerable controversy over your statements that the materialistic scientists never really went to the moon. A lot of people really don't understand this. I says, we accept your statement. I'm your disciple. I accept it. I firmly believe it. I says, but how do you explain this? So then Prabhupada went and he put his hand up in the air and he said, as far as I'm concerned, they never went. And he went to an elaborate list of reasons, all the way to the idea that the moon is a luminous body, very effulgent, self-effulgent body. And it is contradictory to say that they have recovered some dust and stones from a luminous body. Then he went on and gave another reason, that according to the Vedas and the Bhagavatam, you cannot go to another planet without a suitable body. You cannot just force entry into another planet. And then he kept giving an example of America, that you cannot just force your entrance into your country. You have to take a proper visa, go to the immigration department, then you can come in. And then Prabhupada said, he gave another example that about the days of the week, that in all cultures, all Vedic cultures, all ancient cultures, the day starts with Monday, Tuesday, the moon is usually always the first. And then Prabhupada went like that and gave so many examples. He says in his opinion, they did not go to the moon, but to a planet between the moon, Rahu. He says they cannot access the moon. Then he also explained, as early as 1971, how the moon was far above the sun, which seems contradictory to the common understanding of scientists. So in this way, Prabhupada was very, very relaxed. Because at that time, when Prabhupada first announced this, one of his servants that was there at the time, Purushottam, had brought a TV set in Prabhupada's room. Devotees had told me this. And he tried to show Prabhupada the entire lighting. Prabhupada still, they cannot go there. So over that incident, that devotee had left and gone on to various other pursuits. But Prabhupada was very firm about this. He did not compromise. So that was a very interesting point.
One afternoon, I was bringing him, after he wakes up, his whatever he had, a little rasgula and something. And I started to enter the room. And the sun was going down, kind of. And he was looking, this room faced out on the backyard. And the whole room seemed purple and gold. There was this energy. And Srila Prabhupada was chanting and crying. And crying. Tears of ecstasy. Well, I mean, far be it from me, you know, we haven't even had nectar devotion yet. So I get alarmed. But I don't do anything. I back up. I back up out of the room with the tray. And I go to Govinda. I say, well, Govinda, you know, what's happening? Is Prabhupada okay? Is he having a fit? She says, no. She said, that's just Srila Prabhupada having a relationship. That's Krishna consciousness, Sudama. I said, phew, wow. Well, I went back in about 5 minutes later. Srila Prabhupada said he still was there. And he stopped me from leaving this time and said, Sudama, don't leave. I'm crying because of the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. That I am allowed, by his mercy, to see Krishna. Which I see right very now as we speak. Over these grasses. Oh man, it was so heavy that I started crying. He said, why are you crying? Oh God. Because I said to him, you are so powerful and merciful. I've never met a soul like you. And he said, that is Krishna's arrangement.